that tension between excitement and boredom. That's what we want with an insight. What you need to know is the comms framework is adaptable. Today, I'm with Clement, who's a student of the strategy finishing school. He's going to take us through 3 campaigns that he's broken down and the strategy behind them. I first saw Clement's work in the private Facebook group where we've got 4 members of the strategy finishing school, and it really impressed me, his work. So I decided to share it with the broader community. Clement, I'll let you take it from here.
Thank you, Julian. I'm thrilled to be here with you and to share my work with you. I'm going to share 3 strategy breakdowns with you. But first, a bit of introduction. I'm Clement. I'm a junior strategist. I like to describe myself as curious and perceptive, but I'm also kind of dreamy. So I like to say that I have my head in the clouds and my feet on the ground. My goal around here is to create impactful strategies that resonate with today's issues. Here is the outlook of what we are going to see today. We are going to see a strategy on the page from 2 campaigns from Nike and Coors Light, the comms framework of the Coors Light Super Bowl campaign, and creative brief of a Renault campaign. All these campaigns are retrofitted, just saying. And moving on to the first one, which is Nike Winning Isn't Comfortable. It's an ad that aired, I think, in October or November last year to debut the marathon season.
You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away.
And so here's the strategy on the page. Nike wants to become the top brands among runners. The problem is that many people are reluctant to make sacrifices for the win. However, victory always comes with a struggle. So we need to remind runners that winning comes with a price worth paying so that they can push their limits and embrace discomfort, helping Nike to be the brand that ignites the fire that drives runners to victory.
Happy Monday. What a game last night.
Monday, Monday, so good to me. Monday morning, it was all I hoped it would be. Oh, Monday morning, you gave me no warning of what was to be. Monday, Monday, can't trust that day. Monday, Monday, sometimes it just turns out that way.
Tomorrow, we'll all have a case of the Mondays. So Coors Light made a better case to help you chill.
Moving on to the Coors Light case of the Mondays campaign. So here, first, the insights, which appeared to me quite clearly, was that the Super Bowl is one of the most exciting events in the year, but the Monday after moves at the crawl more than any other. For the strategy on the page about this campaign, Coors Light wants to stand out in a saturated advertising landscape. The problem is that everyone dreads having a case of the Mondays. However, the Super Bowl is one of the most exciting events in the year, but the Monday after moves at the crawl more than any other. So we need to remind every Super Bowl viewers that they're all in the same boat, so they can chill out of not being productive the day after the Super Bowl, helping Coors Light to stay in mind the Monday or the Mondays after the big game. And as of the comms framework that you mentioned early, here's the comms framework. We work the 3 phases that are usually giving, looking, and buying to put them around the Super Bowl. So we have pre-game, during the game, and post-game. During the pre-game, the barrier here is that everyone fears having a case of the Mondays, and the comms task is to show that even the biggest brands can have a case of the Mondays. And the channel they used was the OOH, their own social media, the merch, websites, and digital. Then during the game, the only channel was the TV spots. The barrier here was to for everyone watching the Super Bowl that the post-game Monday is one of the dreaded workday of the year. And the comms task here is that having a case of the Monday after the Super Bowl is not a big thing, and Coors Light helps you chill out. And then after the game, the barrier was that everyone feels slow and unproductive the Monday after the big game. So the comms task here was to show that post-game case of the Mondays is inevitable, and Coors Light brings you lightness and fun. And the channels Coors Light used was in-store packaging and owned social media. And here we can say that we have the pre-game stuff that is more general. It's because since I centered the comms framework around the Super Bowl, at that time of the campaign we didn't know what was going to happen, so this is why it's more general during the pre-game than after, which is more centered around the Super Bowl.
Johnny's always running around, trying to find certainty. He needs all the world to confirm that he is lonely. Johnny thinks the world would be right if it could buy truth from him. Mary says it changes his mind more than a woman. Mary says it changes his mind more than a woman. But you made her bed, even when the chance was there. Johnny's always running around, trying to find certainty.
Moving on to Renault and the creative brief, a bit of context around this ad. It's a remake of an ad that aired in 1984. They used the same car models but electrified. And so here, to me, the insight is that for cars enthusiasts, electric cars may steer us into the future, but they drift away from the classics that roared before them. The goal is to get the car drivers who think that cars were better back in the days to embrace the electric transition by showing them that the most important is not the car itself, but the moments, the journeys, and the emotion it sparks. And to finish, I just wanted to remind us where each document we saw stands in the work timeline. So first we have the strategy on the page, then the creative brief, and then the conference work. And I think that's all. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you so much for sharing that, Clement. I think I really loved your Case of the Mondays piece, and a couple of things that I'd love to highlight there. I think the fact that you really tapped in and understood that tension between excitement and boredom, that's what we want with an insight. When you put two polar opposite thoughts together, that's where you kind of get great work. And then it kind of ties all the way down to the product with chilling out, and it's all right to chill out. And that's obviously what the beer's for. It's like a light beer that you're meant to drink, not in like the epic excitement moment. And I think it's really interesting for a brand like Coors Light, who are all around the chill. Super Bowl doesn't come up as a moment where you're like, oh yeah, we should be a part of that. So I thought you identified that really well. The other thing I loved was your use of tweaking the comms framework. I think sometimes people feel a bit like they have to do living, looking, buying, but what you identified and what you need to know is like the comms framework is adaptable. The whole idea of it is to say we can have multiple messages in a campaign and integrated. You can have dual audiences. So we often see that in pharma advertising with, doctors and patients and advertising differently, or you can do it through time phases, which I thought you did fantastically here. So thanks so much for that, sharing those with us. I'd love to hear the background of how you decided to sign up for the Strategy Finishing School.
Yeah, I'm looking for a new job, and I have a former boss who recommended me to join it because he thought it would be helpful, and it is actually. I've discovered so many things that, as you say, when you promote the Strategy Finishing School, that I didn't learn in any agency, neither in school actually, so it was pretty good.
And so how's that helped so far with your journey?
Currently finishing the Strategy Finishing School. I just have to put up my portfolio together, but I think it's going to be great. I mean, the fact that you made me join you today for this video, I think it's really great. It will for sure help me in my research. And then the portfolio will be great. When I started looking for a job, I didn't know what to put in the strategy portfolio. Now, fortunately, I do. I think that it's going to be helpful, and I will not miss the opportunity to tell you when I'm going to find the new job.
I'm excited to hear that as well. And I think this is what's really going to put you ahead of most other candidates as well. When you have a really strong strategy portfolio, because there's so many people who be like, oh, I'm so passionate about strategy. But when you've got the work and you're talking about the work, that's a real game changer. So I'm so excited to firstly check out your strategy portfolio when you send it through to me so I can give you feedback and then kind of work from there and hear and see more of your strategies in the world. Thanks so much for joining today.
Thank you.